I've been trying to fight the demons in my mind. I'll prevail with every battle if I'm right. Guess my aim was off, the target's out of sight. Would I be better if I left it all behind? 'Cause we could find a way, we could find a way. Find another place where we can just escape. We could find a way, we could find a way. Find another place where we can just escape. We could find a way. We could find a way, we could find a way. Find another place where we can just escape. We could find a way, we could find a way. Find another place where we can just escape. We could find a way. We could find a
His friend asked, remembered lazily, turning away, waiting to go back to sleep, as he had been staying up till late for sleepovers. Another beep rang on his phone as he cursed under his breath, getting fumed up. Opening your message, he typed aggressively. Can you stop being so damn annoying? Give me a break. Slamming his phone down to the bed, he closed his eyes, drifting back to sleep. You were smiling to yourself, wondering how he would react to all those messages lining up, but your finger suddenly paused in midair when you got his text. Annoying? You stared up all those texts you were sending, now realizing that you surely must have been bother. Biting your lip, eyes suddenly getting wet, you put your phone away. Returning back home after all those activities, Jungkook lazily plopped down on the bed, scrolling through his phone. A part of him was badly missing you, as you hadn't texted him all day since morning. Surfing through the last chat, he sighed, as the last chat was him calling you annoying. She must be hurt. He knew he could have just given you simple text to stop. There were so many ways he could have silenced you instead of behaving so aggressively, especially when you always try hard to keep this relationship. Thinking to himself, he decided to start a conversation. Hi, he sent a small text waiting for your reply, as this was unusually the time when you and him talked every night. Distracting himself with things, he constantly waiting for his phone to beep with your text, but an hour went by and nothing happened. Getting tired, he decided to give a call, dialing your number. He kept his eyes on the screen but received no answer. Feeling all gloomy, he put his phone away, halting his efforts. Back to you. You were working on the heavy load of assignments when your phone vibrated, a text popping up. Reading Jungkook's name made your heart race for a second, but then your eyes grew sad. I have annoyed him. I shouldn't reply. You kept your focus at work, but some time later your phone rang with your boyfriend's name flashing on screen. Somewhere deep inside you just felt like immediately answering it, as you had badly missed him and bad so much to share, but then remembering his text, you held yourself back. You were afraid you would get carried away, started talking like crazy, and become irritating again. He needs a break, you firmly told yourself. It was at times like this was here with you instead of being so far away. so you could easily handle any argument with a face to face conversation. This distance was just ruining everything. Laying in bed, he kept staring at his phone screen, feeling his heart clench. Another whole day had went by him, checking his phone time to time, waiting for. He missed how you would give him sweet good morning and good night greetings, tell him every little thing that would have happened throughout the day, and ask him about his and how he was dealing with the loneliness. Sighing, he heavily decided to text again. Hey, are you there? He pressed the send button, knowing that he still wasn't going to get a reply, but his heart skipped a bit when your text popped up. As you could have keep ignoring him any longer. Hi. Smiling lightly, he stared at little greeting, but that smile faded when he nervously asked, wondering if you would be mad so and say no. I look ugly right now. A low chuckle escaped his lips as he quickly texted back. You're always beautiful. He imagined you smiling slightly. Kinda said that he couldn't actually see your face and have you here beside him. We can talk on a call though. You suggested and he immediately agreed. Pressing the call button, he cleared his throat. Hey, Jungkook said hi. Hearing your voice throughout brought a smile on his face and he spoke again. Why didn't you pick up my call yesterday? I was
Take my hand, we'll leave this place behind. No second chance. I know there's more to find. 'Cause we could find a way. We could find a way. Find another place where we can just escape. We could find a way. We could find a way. We could find a way. Find another place where we can just escape. We could find a way. We could find a way. Find another place where we can just escape. We could find a way. We could find a I've been trying to fight the demons in my mind. I'll prevail with every battle if I'm right. Guess my aim was off, the target's out of sight. Would I be better if I left it all behind?